Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
I'm the court reporter. How can I help you?
Oh, I'm just waiting for the I get the Zoom meeting.
You're waiting for what?
For the Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Judge.
The 357 District Court will call its court session for today's docket hearing Thursday, April the 7th, 2022 at 8 o'clock. Starting with civil hearing 2020 DCL 2803 Cameron County versus Marta Garcia, deceased. Ms.
I
Gutierrez.
apologize, Your Honor. I was on mute. Good morning, Your Honor. Ariana Curiel on behalf of the plaintiffs on this case. On this one, we are ready to proceed. However, Mr. Campo is the item appointed on this case, and I do not see him present.
Mr. Campo, ever since he got married. Well, let's see, we up here. You have another one, 2020 DCL 5319 Cameron County versus Holzman Group. Ms. Barczyk and Ms. Curiel.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Ariana Curiel on behalf of the plaintiffs on this case. On this one, we're ready to proceed.
All right, Ms. Barczyk. Diane Barczyk.
I think there were the attorneys for the lien holders for one of the banks, Your Honor, and we did non-suit that lien holder.
Okay. So this is against who?
This is against Holzman Group.
Okay. Anybody here for Holzman Group? Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we are asking the court to take judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file. We are asking a judgment be granted in a total amount of $949. This is business personal inventory. There was another tract that we had included in this lawsuit. However, that was non-suited along with the lien holder that had a lien on that property. At this time, we're only proceeding with this business personal inventory account that is still delinquent for that amount. The year delinquent is the year of 2019 for this delinquent property. Holzman Group was served through the registered agent, and that was back on December the 2nd of 2021. I do not see an answer on file, and they have failed to appear at today's court hearing, Your Honor. So we are asking that judgment be granted, and we're offering Exhibit A, which is a certified copy of the delinquent taxes for the county.
So we'll take judicial. Haven't called out the name of Holzman Group. Nobody haven't answered. The court will take judicial notice of all documents of file. The court will admit Exhibit A in support of the default judgment. The court hereby grants the default judgment is paid for in the amount paid for.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll go ahead and wait for Mr. Campo on the other case.
Yeah, let's see. Let me call the next case over. So let's see if he comes up. 2021 DCL 4431 Myra Lucio Rosas Carrasco versus Jonathan Luke. They're both pro se. Mr. Escamilla and Mr. Robles.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Judge.
María Teresa de Jesús Sánchez Alvarado versus Domingo Najar González Jr. What is that about?
Armando Escamilla on behalf of Maria Teresa. I'm sorry, Mr. Robles. I represent Maria Teresa Jesus Sanchez, Judge.
All right.
Judge, this is a case that's been going on for a while. The pandemic delayed it. We were set for final hearing, and it is.
You muted. You. I don't know what you hit, Mr. Robles. Mr. Robles. Mr. Robles. Well, he's saying a mouthful.
No.
Too bad we can't hear it.
Hold on.
Mr. Robles, hello.
A lot of testimony on this.
Mr. Robles, you cut out for like 3 minutes of what you said.
I mean, I'm sure what you said was great. The best presentation ever made it to known of mankind, to lawyers anyway.
But you muted yourself.
We didn't hear one word of it. We didn't hear one word of it.
Sorry, it's just bad reception, Judge. I'm in the hallway. Anyway, I would like to request an in-person hearing, Judge, so we could get a final hearing on this.
Mr. Escamilla.
Your Honor, we're ready to proceed this morning. We understood it was by Zoom, and I do have all my witnesses present to testify. They're in my office in the waiting room, Judge. we're ready to move forward today.
Mr. Robles?
Well, I've got my client here, but I've got 8:30 hearing here with Judge Rincones in person. And also, the court had appointed an ad litem social study, and I don't know if she's present. There's the reports in the file, and everything has been presented before. So if additional testimony is necessary, Judge, I would need some time to clear my docket this morning because I thought it was going to be an in-person hearing.
Your Honor, there is no ad litem. We did request an amicus, but none was granted. The child is present, Judge, and we would ask the court to speak to him in maybe a breakout room or so in lieu of meeting in chambers. We have a private area for the court to speak to the child. And I do have a passel of witnesses, about 4 other witnesses, Judge, that we're ready to move forward with.
Well, again, Judge, we've heard a lot of testimony. There is a social study the court did, and the assigned study, it was not, I don't believe it's present, but there is a report in the file.
Is there no reason why we can't have this in person tomorrow?
I can be here tomorrow, Judge. I'm ready.
Mr. Camilla, is there any reason why we can inconvenience? And also, I would like the opportunity to speak to the child in person.
Okay, Judge. Whatever the court requires, Judge. I can clear my calendar. I do have a busy morning, Judge, but I can try to reschedule all my appointments. I don't think that'll be a problem.
You know, I can give you tomorrow in the morning. You guys can come over here and present your evidence, and we'll get it done tomorrow.
If I may, Judge, can I confirm with a couple of my witnesses that are
Yes, sir.
kind of vital, make sure that they can make it tomorrow morning?
And tell them that it's put upon me. It's not on you, it's on me. You know, we're gonna do this for more convenience, and plus I want to see the child myself personally. So,
Very good, Judge.
all right, thank you.
Let me meet with them real quick, okay?
Just mute yourself, yeah. All right, Myra, Rosas, and Jonathan Liu, unmute yourselves and raise your right hand, both of you.
Raise your right hand, Ms. Rosas, and unmute yourself. Your right hand and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Take your,
You're muted.
you're muted, Ms. Rosas. Take off your mute. There you go.
Stay
Right.
here. Sorry.
All
You
right.
solemnly swear from the testimony you will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Ms. Rosas.
Yes.
Mr. Liu. Mr. Liu. Thank you. Y'all can put your hands down.
All right, Ms. Lucio, you have approved the affidavit you have properly filed. The court will take judicial notice of that affidavit. Mr. Liu, is there anything in the divorce that you wish to contest at this morning? I think you filed a waiver too, right, Mr. Liu?
Yeah, I mean, Your Honor, I would like to ask for an extension to get therapy between my wife and I, maybe like 30 days. Is that possible, Your Honor?
Well, I cannot force Ms. Rosas. You know, I'm gonna have to leave that in her hands. If there's a reasonable expectation of reconciliation, then that's one of the items that the court is empowered to say, okay, reset it. But you've told me you've got expectations. We have to drop that on Ms. Rosas. It's up to her. Do you have expectations of reconciliation, Ms. Rosa? Mr. Lu has requested some time, so you all can try to see if you can work this out. In other words, if you don't work it out, you're still back at square one. I'll reset it for another date. And if at that time, if you don't work it out, you show up and I'll grant you the divorce.
And what is the shortest period?
Well, I could give you 2 weeks.
Jonathan.
Can we get a month?
Todavía quieres más tiempo. But then in that appointment, it will be just, we are done in the next appointment.
And on that, on whatever day I reset it, at that time, if you show up, that tells me that you did not resolve anything. And that allows you to proceed forward, and I'll grant the divorce at that point.
Okay. Okay, it's fine.
Give me a couple of weeks. April 25th at 8 o'clock again. You will receive the notice with the Zoom information. All right?
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
thank you. So I can leave the Zoom meeting?
Yes, you can leave now. Yes, both of you and Mr. Lu can leave.
Okay, and at that moment will be Zoom also?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, Noel Robles, I've got to go into the 445th, so can I
Your
check
Honor,
back?
I've got
tomorrow?
an update real quick if I can.
Okay.
Your Honor, 3 of my witnesses took the day off today and cannot come in tomorrow. They're kind of important. They're very important, actually. Can the court hear us today, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock in person? We can drive from here in Harlingen over there.
The court would capitulate to those hours, but I've committed to giving a speech up in Harlingen and
Well, you can hear us here then, Judge. I'm in Harlingen. No, I'm just kidding. Judge, tomorrow would not be equitable for my client.
Monday?
Well, that's the thing, Judge. You're gonna have to take another day off from work, and that's our problem.
What do they do?
One of them works for a warehouse maintenance judge. The other, to be honest with you, I don't know.
Well, I need to speak to the child too, Mr. Escamilla.
I'm sorry?
I need to speak to the child too.
Oh, yes, I understand that, Judge. I mean, we're ready to go right now, Judge, and make our way over there and be there in 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
Mr. Robles, what does your day look like?
I have Zoom hearings at 11 and 9, and then I'm done, Judge. I could do it after lunch, after afternoon, if the court can.
But the court can't. That's the problem.
Well, I'm ready for tomorrow or Monday or next week, anytime, Judge. I'll cancel
Well,
everything.
the problem is that a couple of his witnesses have taken a day off of work. And
Oh.
for them to turn on Monday and then take another day of work and we don't go, that's not gonna work. It's gonna maybe cause problems at the employment,
Well, we can hear their testimony today, Judge, and then we can come back tomorrow in person to finish my side and the child, if the court can do that.
What time are you off of your hearing right now?
At 8:30 I go in, and then I got Zoom hearings at 9 and 11.
That doesn't make a lot for you, a lot of free time in the morning for you.
No, not much, but we can hear their testimony. I don't know how long it'll be. If court wants to hear it today.
What is the substance of their testimony, Mr. Escamilla? May I ask?
The effect, Judge, one of them is the father of a stepsister of this child, a half sister, excuse me, of this child. And he will be testifying about the impact upon her and the child because he knows them very well. The other two, Judge, will be character references and people that observe her. And I'm thinking max 30 minutes for their testimony.
Well, you know, I have to refresh my memory on all this stuff. So,
Yes, Judge,
Mr. Robles, go take care of your morning here and then come back.
Yes, sir. Thank
At
you.
your 8:30 hearing, because I think it's already 8:30, no?
Yes, thank you.
And then come back. Just hold on, Mr. Escamilla.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Well, tell them to come back. Mr. Campo never came, Ms. Curiel.
Mr. Campos coming in right now.
Okay. Your Honor, I was seeing, and maybe he wasn't aware of it. It used to be Mr. Janice's case, and I know he withdrew from it, and he was recently appointed in March. So that might have been the reason.
Oh, that's right.
Got notice yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, his marriage had nothing to do with it?
I don't think his marriage has nothing to do with it, Your Honor. I think it was Mr. Janice withdrawing and Mr. Campo just being recently appointed.
Okay, because, you know, there's been other instances, you know, ever since he got married, you know. He got wayward.
Not true, Judge, not true.
All right, are you ready to give a report on this?
Continuance on this one. It has just been 2 weeks since I got appointed on it, so I would like 2 more weeks just to do all my due diligence on it.
All right, 2 more weeks. Mr. Escamilla, come back on.
That's fine, Your Honor. If we can just get a date for 2 weeks.
What? 28th of April.
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Jason.
Mr. Escamilla, come back. Mr. Escamilla. Mr. Escamilla.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
All right, all right. Well, who are your witnesses? The ones that are working and need to go back to work.
Okay, Judge, let me take him into the other room. His name is
Let's go.
Rodrigo Martinez.
We're working on short time, so let's go do it.
Good morning, Your Honor. Just for the record, Gabriel Guzman here on behalf of the Attorney General on that case, Judge.
Yeah, no, I saw you. I was wondering what's your bone in this fight, in this battle, Mr.
We were just here just to make sure if there is a change in primary custody, that proper support is set, and there's some arrears. So that's the only reason we were in the case.
Okay. All right. All right.
Raise your right hand, sir.
Please raise your right hand, sir.
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down.
Let's get to it, Mr. Escamilla. It's short and sweet. Let's get to what you want to get out.
Thank you, Judge. Would you tell the court your name, Mr. Martinez?
Rodrigo Martinez Jr.
And you live in, can I lead him a little bit, Judge, make it go faster?
You can lead him a lot.
Good job. Thank you, sir. I understand that you live in Olmito, is that right?
That is correct, sir.
And you are the father of a young lady named Abigail Martinez?
That is correct.
Okay, and she's how old?
She's 8 years old.
She's Jacob's half-sister, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you used to work in the trucking industry and you were out quite a bit, correct?
Yes. Well, not. It was more sales, but it
Oh, I
was,
see, but you were out of the valley quite a bit, correct?
yes, I was.
And that changed about a year ago?
Yes, exactly,
Okay.
almost a year ago.
Okay, and you moved, you found a job here in Brownsville, Olmito?
It's in South Padre Island.
What's
right
the
now.
South Padre Island? Okay, and what type of work do you do there?
I'm a maintenance in charge of maintenance at a condominium complex.
I see. And the reason that you moved back, is it true that you moved back so that you could spend more time with your daughter?
Yes, it is. Her feelings and sentiments were expressed to me, and it got to the point where I felt I needed to be here for her more. And so I just decided to try to find a job and settle down here.
Okay, and she lives in the same household as Maria Teresa and Jacob, the child that we're talking about today, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and how often do you have custody, possession, visitation of your daughter Abigail?
I usually we try to follow what the paperwork originally said, and I have her every weekend. I go try to pick her up every Friday or Saturday, whichever is more feasible for myself too.
Okay,
On holidays, I get to spend with her, at least like Thanksgiving week or Christmas week, and we split our times. But for the most part, their time off away from school, I usually am with her.
okay. And do you have, during the times that you do pick her up or that you do see her, do you also have a chance to observe her interacting with her brother Jacob?
Yes, she interacts a lot with him, and it greatly affects her. I guess what you say, her emotions, or her feelings too. So she's always aware of him.
Are they? Would you say that they have bonded as brother and sister?
Yes, I would say they have a real close bond.
Okay, and I'm just going to go direct to this. If he were forced to move away from the home, would that impact him and impact her as well?
I think it would. It would definitely would, because they have a very good, strong bond, and a lot of times she requests, things, for her or for her brother, and that's just what guides me, lets me know that she's really close to him.
Okay, and so do you believe that it would be a negative impact on your daughter if
Yes, it
he
would.
was forced to move away from the household?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would be, especially at this age right now.
Okay, so she is 8, correct?
That's right.
Okay. Judge, I think that's the substance of our testimony. I pass it.
Roland, do you have any questions?
Yes, Judge, a few questions. Mr. Martinez,
Yes, sir.
do you know all the other children this lady has?
Yes, I know from the oldest to the young girl still in high school right now.
Oh, what are their names?
Carlos, the oldest, I don't think he lives at the dwelling right now. He lives away. I'm not really sure about where his whereabouts. I think he lives somewhere in Chicago, but I know Drew Lacey's going to school here in San Benito, but as far as that, I haven't kept up with them since we were last together, but I know them.
And what are the names of the others?
Drew Lacey and Jacob.
Okay, and these children all have different fathers, don't they?
Well, the first two are the same father. The oldest and Drew Lacey have the same father from where she originally stemmed from, and then Jacob is a different father.
And do you know and get along with all these fathers, these children?
Well, I don't particularly, what you would say, socialize with them because I don't interact. The only time I interact is when I go pick up my daughter, and I don't really question or, my thing is my daughter and that's it. But, she fills me in on everything that's going on sometimes in the household. And as far as Jacob is concerned, because they are the youngest, and I think there's like maybe a 2-3 year gap in between them. I'm not sure if he's 10 or 11 right now, but they're within the same age group.
Have you ever sought legal relief to get the children to visit, for your daughter to visit with Jacob or the other children at your home or somewhere else?
Not really, sir. The only thing that I've done for my behalf was just I went and tried to settle this the best civil way possible, and I made her aware about going to the Attorney General and having this settled out. That way, there wouldn't be any situations that would affect me or affect her.
Mm-hmm. Did she promise you anything in exchange for your testimony today?
No, none whatsoever. I'm here on my behalf.
Did you ever speak to a lady that did the social study on Jacob, in this case, a year or two ago?
I had a call one time from a social worker asking me questions, but as far as Abigail and behavior and, anything to do with, I guess the abuse or whatever, but it had nothing. I spoke to her maybe 10-15 minutes, and that was the last I've heard of her. And she just gave me her number and asked if I ever had any problems to contact her back. But other than that, I haven't spoken to anybody.
Are you aware of any Child Protective Services investigations on any of these children in the past?
No, sir.
Okay. You haven't had any CPS investigation pertaining to your child?
Like I said, the lady I spoke to, and I don't know if it was a year or so ago, they called me, they contacted me, and I spoke with her about 15 minutes, and that's all she did was question certain things. But other than that, that was been the only time I spoke to any CPS authority or person had to do with anything in that nature.
I pass the witness, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may real quick, Mr. Martinez, have you ever seen your Maria Teresa Sanchez mistreat Jacob or mistreat your daughter?
Not in my presence.
Have you ever heard that your daughter complain about being mistreated?
No.
And have you ever?
Not to any kind of degree that I would say, other than, they tell her to clean up her room or do her homework, stuff like that,
So you're not saying this is a perfect household, but it's just a regular, normal household, correct?
Yes, it's well, I would expect, everybody has been raised differently. We're in another I guess era now, but I would say in the normality of it, I don't know what the behavior of each kid is, but I know the behavior of my daughter, and she's very adamant and speaking to me as far as what's going on, what bothers her, and I would say for the most part, it's pretty normal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. I pass the witness, Judge.
All right.
Mr. Martinez, did you know that these children, including your daughter, had lived in a little shed, like a little one room with no food, no refrigerator.
Objection, Your
and-
Honor. Objection, just, there's nothing, there's no predicate for this. There's nothing to justify it.
This is in the social study report, Judge. It's been investigated.
knows. Do you know, Mr. Martinez?
I haven't been aware of that. If any kind of situation, my daughter, like I said, she's my number one voicer. And
Is your
I know for a fact that there's something isn't right, that she's the one that usually tells me.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Escamilla?
No, Judge.
All right. So,
Can
Mr.
he be,
So,
can
Mr.
he be
Martinez,
excused?
your concern is right now is that it would affect your daughter, the separation of Jacob from your daughter, right?
Well, emotionally, and I think, mentally, because she's driven from him being along with her. It's like, siblings,
I understand that, but your testimony is how it would affect your daughter.
Yes,
Your daughter is Abigail.
yes, sir.
Okay, got
And
it.
she lives most of the time with her mother, so it's kind of like I can't really, on all these other things that are being,
Well, no,
brought
if
up, I'm
you
not too
don't know
aware of
anything,
all
you
that.
don't know anything, Mr. Martinez. That's the bottom line, and you're telling me what you see, what you do know, and how you see it. I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here this morning. Anything else?
Mr. Martinez, in your opinion, would a separation also affect Jacob emotionally?
I think it would, to a certain point, because he does, there's been times that I think he has a phone, and he's communicated to me as far as trying to get with Abigail. I know they stay away at times, but they're real, they got a close bond. That's all I can say. And they do, like, even like a couple of weeks back, he was texting about Abigail and stuff like that, asking me about it. So it's kind of like, I try not to get too involved, because he's not my child, but I still respect him. And to me, he's still a kid at heart. And, I got to understand that they care for each other. And that's all I can say about that, and I try to help my daughter the best way so she can be happy. She can have a good feeling about the situation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Martinez. May he be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you.
Let me get the other witness on, Judge.
All right. Well, Mr. Guzman, I don't assume you have any questions, right?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Raise your right hand, ma'am. Raise your right hand, please.
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Oh, sí.
Spanish? Oh, man.
I was gonna do that.
Did you need an interpreter with this one?
Your Honor, there is one right next to her. Her name is Erica Sanchez, and she has volunteered to do the translation if the court will allow her.
I don't have a problem. Mr. Robles, you have any problem with that?
No problem.
All right, let's go.
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sí.
Thank you. She's gonna have to translate the answers into English, Mr. Escamilla.
Yes, I'm sorry, Judge. Can I have 2 minutes, Judge, just to explain it to her real quick?
What's her name?
We have an interpreter.
We have an interpreter, Mr. Escamilla.
Is that available, Judge, for us? That'd be great. The last time that we were here, we
All
were
right.
told that we needed to get our own.
Right. Mr. Solis,
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes, sir.
tell her to raise her hand again.
Levante su mano derecha, por favor.
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Jura decir la verdad y solamente la verdad? ¿Lo jura usted por Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you. Put your hand down.
Gracias. Baje su mano.
Let's go.
Would you tell the court your name, Ms. Garcia?
Señora García, ¿le puede decir, por favor, este juzgado su nombre?
Mi nombre es Carmen García.
Carmen García.
A su
And how long have you known María Teresa Sánchez?
¿Cuánto tiempo tiene de conocer a María Teresa Sánchez?
aproximadamente 13 años.
Approximately 13 years.
And do you have an opportunity to visit with her and see her interact with her children, including Jacob?
¿Ha tenido la oportunidad de estar de visita con ella, de platicar con ella y de interactuar con Jacob?
Así es.
Yes.
Okay, and during that time, have you ever seen her mistreat her son or any of her children?
En ese tiempo, ¿ha tenido la oportunidad usted de ver algún tipo de maltrato de parte de ella a Jacob o cualquiera de sus hijos?
No.
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 Has she ever, as far as you can tell, failed to provide a place for them to live and food for them to eat and clothing for them to wear?
De acuerdo a lo que usted sabe, ¿en algún momento ha fallado ella en proporcionarles vivienda, comida y vestido?
No, absolutamente no.
No le escuché.
No, nunca ha fallado en eso.
No, she has never faulted in that. Failed.
And the children, do they have a close relationship with the mother?
¿Y los niños tienen una relación estrecha con su mamá?
Así es, sí.
Yes.
And do you believe that they have a close relationship with each other? I'm speaking about Julacey, Abigail, and Jacob.
Y entre ellos tienen una relación estrecha. Estoy hablando de Abigail, Julacey y Jacob.
Sí.
Yes.
And in your opinion, do the children have a close bond with each other, all three of them?
¿Tienen una buena relación entre ellos, los niños?
Sí.
Yes.
Sí, se llevan bien.
Yes, they get along fine.
Okay. And in your opinion, if Jacob were to be forced to be moved out of the house, would that affect him positively or negatively?
Y si se le forza a Jacob a salirse de la casa forzosamente, ¿le afectaría a él de forma positiva o negativa?
Pues por la relación tan estrecha que llevan, pienso que sí le afectaría porque quiere mucho a sus hermanitos y a su mamá.
Well, being the relationship that it's a very good relationship, it would affect him because he has a good relationship with his brother, with his sisters, and as well with his mom.
I believe she said that he loves his sisters and his mom. Is that correct?
¿Es correcto eso, que dijo que ama a sus hermanos y a sus hermanas y a su mamá?
Sí.
Yes.
And have you ever been witness to any incidents that give you cause for concern regarding the children?
¿Ha sido testigo usted de algún tipo de incidente que le mortifica a usted de la seguridad de los niños?
No,
No.
porque ella siempre trata de protegerlos y de darles lo que necesitan.
Yes, she always tries to protect them and give them everything they need.
Okay. Have you been promised anything or given anything in exchange for your testimony today?
¿Se le ha dado a usted algo, se le ha prometido a usted algo para llevar a cabo esta entrevista, esta declaración?
No.
No.
Absolutamente no.
Nothing at all.
Do you believe it would be in the best interest of Jacob to remain in the household where he is presently living?
¿Usted piensa que es para el mejor interés y beneficio de Jacob quedarse en la casa en la que está viviendo?
Así es, porque
Yes.
la armonía de la familia es correcta, la familia es muy bien.
Yeah, the family
Se llevan bien.
is really good. They get along just fine.
Okay. And have you an opportunity to see where they live and the living conditions?
Y ha tenido usted la oportunidad de ver dónde viven y las condiciones en las que viven, ¿correcto?
Mr. Escamilla,
Yes, Judge.
when we started this case a
Sí.
long time ago, have you had an opportunity to go over the social study? Because she was interviewed. Everything she's stating has been stated in the social study. Were you aware of that?
Your Honor, I am aware that in the social study is now 2 years old, Judge. Everything,
That is correct, but
especially
that is
in the-
correct. That is correct. It is, it is a little stale, but she hasn't changed her testimony from that. That's what she said in that social study.
in the addendum that was done, I think in February 2020, Judge, I want to make sure that that is part of the record because it does show their present living condition. So I just want to make the court as aware of that.
Well, but the court is aware that the present current condition was not the condition that he was living in prior to, because there's pictures of that. So it's kind of contradicting what I have in the social study file. There is current pictures at that time when the social study done of the house that she was maintaining at that time. It may have improved since then, and the pictures that you have are current, and she's doing a better job. That might be so. And the court will certainly accept that as testimony that she has improved her environment. But you know, the appropriate thing for me to do maybe is to ask my social study to go back and redo this and figure out where you're at and give me an opportunity to visit with a child too.
Yes, Judge. That's fine, Judge.
Mr. Robles, I think that would be a better move to do, is just to, because Mr. Escamilla, it is correct. The social study is a little bit stale, but let's bring it up current. Let's see what the opinion of the social study may have changed. I don't know. Would you oppose that?
Of course not, Your Honor. I just want to remind the court that the relevant evidence is what happened at the time, and just because she made things better now.
Yeah,
Okay.
But everything is going to be in perspective like that, you know. This is
Yes.
what was happening then. This is what precipitated all this. And but now she's changed her ways. I got it.
Okay, Judge, I have no problem. Thank you.
All right, so let me reset this matter, and I want to advise your client and whatever witness she's going to have, that I'm going to ask Social Study to go back and give me an update on the situation, and then I'll set a hearing for in person, and then
Yes, sir.
and at that time I will speak to the child and get my take on the child. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Judge, there was
Real
I'm sorry.
quick, Camilla, Ms. Rose to this thing and ask her for an update on this file. Okay, she's got 2 supplements and a supplement and the original. So I just need a quick update. What do you think? About 2 more weeks, or you want to reach her first? I'll tell you what, we're going to reach out for the social study. I don't know what time she counts with, what her availability is. So I'm going to let my coordinator discuss that with her, and then get back to each one of you and give you the next date for the hearing in person. That way we can have it supplemented social study done by then. Okay.
Very good, Judge. So tomorrow is off right now. There's nothing.
Yeah, tomorrow's off. Yeah,
Okay.
we need to do that because I've read the old social study, and there's a lot of stuff that's being said is contradicted, and then maybe I've figured out this is an update of how her life is now as opposed to when it was back then. Right?
Very good, Judge.
All right, Mr. Guzman, thank you for being here.
Yes, Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, sir.
You
Sure.
have-
Ms. Salas will reach out to you, and Mr. Robles, Mr. Escamilla.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we all be excused.
Yes, sir. So just find out from her when can she usually get done, and then set a date for hearing, and it's gonna be in person, okay? And so you just call them up and give them a new date. Yeah, well, I'm putting this away. All right, Mr. De La Fuente. Mr. De La Fuente,
He's not on, only his client's on, Judge. Mr. Lopez is on.
where is Oscar, Ms. Solis, has he called us?
No, I'm reaching out to him right now.
Okay.
I know that they were gonna come back on some fees.
On the what?
It's just if he paid his fees or not.
Yeah, to see if he paid his fees or not, or
To see if he paid the 150 or whatever.
Well, she's already hasn't. He has.
Did he pay? And that's all we need to know.
The current situation is what?
Mr. Lopez, were you able to pay anything?
Yes, ma'am. I've got the receipt here. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, I think this thing is kind of blurry.
Oh, this is a
Did
one
you
that was
send a
supposed to
copy
pay.
to Alejandra?
Yes.
No, man, he already paid. I already checked with,
All right, well then I cut a deal with Mr. Lopez. If he paid half of it, then I would dismiss him from probation, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that, I'll ask the prosecutor to, or the probation officer, just amend me in order, discharging him from probation. Okay,
Okay, so the other half of the fees were gonna be waived, correct?
right,
Okay, I'll do that. I'll prepare that order.
all righty. Thank you, Mr. Lopez, appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All righty, have a good day. Thank you, Ms.
Likewise.
Arana. Thank you, Ms. Arana.